This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Good afternoon, my Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for March 13, 2023. And in the news this afternoon, a toddler shot dead in Trelawny. The Trelawny police are now probing the murder of a 2-year-old child who was shot dead in Clarkstown Sunday night. Preliminary reports reaching the news are that the toddler was hit by a bullet which missed its intended target during a gun attack in her community. More details to come. Immigration officers on strike. Passport Immigration and the Citizenship Agency officers at the 2 major airports in the country are reportedly on strike as immigration officers continue their industrial actions over negotiations with the government under the compensation review exercise. This follows PICA employees' sick-out last Friday in response to what they say is a failure of both the Finance Ministry and the management at PICA to properly address issues surrounding the restructuring efforts. 2 alleged robbers killed in clash with St. Mary police identified. 2 of the 4 alleged robbers who died in a confrontation with the police on Wednesday, March 8, on Lodge Lane Road in Anoto Bay, St. Mary have been identified. They are 35-year-old Owen Minot of Waterford, St. Catherine, and the Bernard Garden, Augusttown addresses, and the 31-year-old Donoy Richards of a Kingston 13 address. The police reported that a team was on patrol in the area when they saw 4 men loading goods from a business establishment. Upon seeing the cops, the men reportedly opened fire and the gunfire was returned. When the shooting subsided, Richards and the Minot were found with gunshot wounds. They were taken to the Anoto Bay Hospital where they were pronounced dead. The 2 other men escaped on foot. Police said a .45 Patriot pistol with 5 rounds of ammunition was seized. The matter has been reported to the Inspectorate and the Professional Standards Oversight Bureau and the Independent Commission of Investigations. Police investigating fake robbery pranks urge victims to make reports. The Jamaica Constabulary Force has started an investigation into recent incidents in which social media pranksters have staged fake robberies in Halfway Tree, St. Andrew, and is urging victims of these pranks to make a report. The JCF said the pranks have criminal implications. The incidents involve a group of young men who record prank videos in which they fake robberies of individuals at automated teller machines and outside of banks. In a media release, the JCF noted that these videos have gone viral with traumatic effects on innocent members of the public. These pranks are not only irresponsible and insensitive, but they also have severe physical, psychological, social, civil, and criminal implications. Such pranks have the potential to escalate into dangerous situations and cause physical harm to innocent individuals, which is not a laughing matter, the JCF said. The police are urging anyone who may have been a victim of these pranksters, whether captured in these viral videos or not, to come forward and make a formal report to the Halfway Tree Police. It says detectives from St. Andrew Central have already begun investigations into these incidents. However, statements from potential complainants are essential for us to conduct a thorough probe into these incidents, it explained. It continued, while we acknowledge the trend of young content creators in using these prank activities in Jamaica's main urban centers as a source of material for their social media, we call upon all members of the public to be responsible, law-abiding citizens and to avoid any activities that may cause harm to themselves or others. 2 charged in teacher's execution-style killing. A Manchester teacher whose body was found in bushes a week after he went missing was beaten and shot execution-style by 4 men, including one he had traveled to Clarendon to meet up with, police investigators believe. Details of the gruesome killing of Samuel Martin, 41, a former lecturer at St. Joseph's Teachers College in St. Andrew, come after 2 men were arrested and charged for the crime that made national headlines in April 2019. Nassif Brooks, a 23-year-old student who Martin reportedly went to Clarendon to visit, and La Rosa Solal, 30, also called Chin, have been charged with murder and illegal possession of firearm and ammunition for the killing Deputy Commissioner of Police Fitzbailey confirmed on Sunday. The new firearms law was not on the books at the time of the killing. Brooks and Salal, who are from Juno Crescent in Clarendon, are expected to appear before the Home Circuit Court today. Martin's decomposing body was found with the hands and the feet bound in bushes along Juno Crescent on April 25, 2019, a week after he was reported missing and meters from where his car was found days earlier. According to investigators, the educator left his family home in Manchester and drove to Brooks's home at 26 Juno Crescent. While inside the house, Martin was surprised by 3 other men armed with handguns. It is alleged that he was beaten, his hands and feet were tied, and items of clothing used to gag his mouth. Investigators charged that the 4 men were seen leading Martin forcibly from the house and into his Nissan motor car. Martin, who also did teaching stints at the Queen's High School, Vere Technical High School, and other institutions, was transported to a bushy area nearby where he was shot dead. His body was doused with gasoline to mask the smell of the decomposition, the police theorized. Settling public sector salary negotiations key to success of budget, says Orville Johnson. Financial commentator Orville Johnson has pointed to a resolution of the negotiations with the public sector workers over the new compensation package is key to the success of the government's upcoming budget. Johnson, speaking with the news, said historically, successive governments have been supported by compromises made by public sector workers in the interest of the nation. He added that the 2023-2024 budget, presented by Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark, has sought to reverse this trend with a compensation reform. Johnson said the protracted negotiations were predictable since the compensation review being undertaken is new but long overdue.
Over the years, the public sector have borne the brunt of the sacrifices in terms of us being able to make that budget. And this time the government sought to deliver on that with the public sector reform. But it ran into its own turbulences, and it's such a comprehensive program to run, so many persons involved, that I think perhaps maybe his expectations were too ambitious. But at the end of December, he had the job 60% done, and now he's having some issues to sort out, and I think he just needs to sit down and have the relevant meeting look at the anomalies, because it's a significant job that they have done, which many persons have sort of hidden away from over the years. And when one considers just the fact that you have allowances being converted into a new structure, what you want to see is what it looks like with the bottom line. What does my take-home pay look like? And so therefore, it's understandable that there will be some issues where that is concerned, and they must now try to see if there's some way they can work out to sort that out. Teachers, policemen are very important to the economic program of the future, so as the other public sector workers, and we have to try and get this right. And if we can get it mostly right and find some way of addressing it within the not too distant future, then I think that is good.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.